The Unova Tour is going down this weekend, February 21st, all the way till the 23rd, Friday, until Sunday. And that's going to be the in-person, whether you're in Los Angeles or Taipei, or maybe you just want to have a little bit of insight to start getting you ready for the global tour, because we're going to have a lot of similarities. This is going to be the video for you. So let's get into all the details, the tips, the tricks, the strategies, the IVs, and everything that you guys need to know about an in-person event in Pokemon Go. So welcome to the Trainer Club. Here we go. Let me know in the comments below if you guys are going to be going to the Unova Tour. I am super stoked about this. I will be featured at the Notable Trainer Meet and Greet each and every day from 12 until 2. I hope to see all of you guys there. It's going to be an extremely fun time. I'm excited. I love in-person events, and this is kicking the year off amazingly, because most importantly, we're going to have the fusion of the black and the white Kyurem in Pokemon Go. So this is going to be the first time making its debut, and I have been talking about these Pokemon for like literally 3 years now. How excited I am to see how powerful they're going to be as ice attackers, because they are dragon and ice type Pokemon, which is so very exciting. But that will not be featured in this video. That's going to be featured in its own separate video that will be coming out probably on Wednesday this week. So before we get into any of the actual stats, let's talk about event management. So whether you guys are playing on Friday, Saturday, or Sunday, I will be there each and every day at the park. Number one, everybody cannot do that. You guys will be at the park one day, and then you will be at the downtown areas in the city if you guys did do the add-on. You could play in either downtown LA, or you could stay in the Pasadena area. The Pasadena area was actually pretty decent last year. To be honest, I didn't get a ton of time outside of the park based on the travel and whatnot, but it is a possibility for you to stay. So first and foremost, I hope that you guys have gotten some shoes ready for this. If you guys are going to be purchasing shoes this week for the Unova Tour, I would suggest that you guys check out a brand called Ultra, A-L-T-R-A. The reason being is because they are wide toe box shoes. I think they're great. They allow your feet to be way more splayed out. I really enjoy that shoe brand. So if you guys do want to get those, I highly suggest if you get them as early as possible, and do not go to the Unova Tour with a brand new set of shoes. You need to start breaking those in beforehand, because your feet need some time to adjust to new types of shoes. I would love for you guys to have the best experience over in the Unova Tour. So having a comfortable walking shoe that's going to support your foot is going to be the best thing for you guys. These are the shoes that I wear. I've been wearing them for quite some time now. I love the wide toe box. It doesn't make me feel like I'm wearing the Nikes or the Adidas where my big toe is getting jammed into my other toes and my toes are being suffocated, but I also have a little bit wider of a foot based on all the skateboarding I've done. So if regular shoes do fit you, I also suggest you guys do try these at some point. There is no ad here, no affiliation. I just really enjoy these shoes, and I want to make sure you guys have the best experience for your feet, because your feet are very important during the day. Number two, it is going to be in the 70s during this time. So what I plan to do is have a hat. Last year, the hats came up clutch. You guys always see me in hats and long sleeves that I am wearing right now during event spaces. Reason being is I do not apply chemical sunscreen onto my skin, because that will get absorbed into your body. I suggest you guys potentially do the same. If you guys want to do sunscreen, at least try to get some mineral one. The problem with the mineral one is it's just a little bit more needing for application. So you're gonna have to apply it multiple times, but the standard sunscreen will for sure have endocrine disruptors and other chemicals in there that I suggest you guys don't put on your skin, because your skin is an absorbable organ. So you don't want to do that. You don't want that going into your body, into your skin. So that's why I wear the long sleeves, because I don't put any sunscreen on. I have a shirt for the back of my neck, and then I have a hat on, and that's going to be how I go about each and every day. Not only that, I suggest you guys have either a light backpack or a fanny pack, and then a rechargeable backpack. I like the brand Anchor. It's always done well for me. If you guys do want an Anchor battery pack, I will put one in the comments below. Either going with 10,000 or 20,000 amps. The 20,000 will definitely be a stronger charge. Obviously, it's doing double the amount. That's what I've always used. However, sometimes if you have a newer phone, that will work. Also speaking, you're going to want to have some type of water. This year, I will probably be carrying a backpack that's going to have a refillable water bladder in it. I love those water bladders. They're going to help out tremendously. And then putting some electrolytes in there as well is always a good thing to do, because the electrolytes are going to help you refuel yourself while you're out there playing. You don't want to just drink water, because if you're sweating and drinking water, you're not replacing the electrolytes, so then you're just going to be peeing more instead of absorbing those electrolytes and the water into your system. Also, I love to have some type of protein bar with me. The brand that I enjoy is going to be Go Macro. It has all organic, it has good quality ingredients. I prefer the almond butter and the chocolate chips. There are other ones out there. There are a few of those out there that do have natural flavors that I stay away from. In specific, the oatmeal chocolate chip ones do have natural flavors in there. If you guys do want the link to the ones I buy, I can put those in the comments as well. So getting ready and prepped and all of those things is going to be great. I would also suggest right off the rip, you guys have to start today. I'm going to be doing it on a live stream this week, potentially tomorrow. You have to start cleaning out your bag. I need to make some hard decisions. I want to go into the Unova Tour with 2,000 spaces. By having 2,000 spaces, it's going to allow me to play basically seamlessly throughout each day. And then at the end of the day, I can go through and clean out my bag and get rid of anything that I don't want, and I can save the things I do want, which is equally as important to me because hatching Sigilyph and Bouffalant, I do want XL candies. So by having those spaces, obviously each day, maybe I'll save 300-400 Pokemon. By day 3, I might have 1,000 spaces left, but still 1,000 spaces is a lot of room to work with, as opposed to if you do the reverse and you only have a few hundred, and then you get some Pokemon, you're like, man, I really want to keep these and do some trades later and get some XL candy for these Pokemon. With distance from people back home, you're going to have to take that into consideration as well. That's a very, very big tip that I always go into these events, and I always come back with a ton of Pokemon to trade to get those XL candies over the 100-kilometer distance. And the other thing you can do is have a light foldable poncho in either your backpack or your fanny pack. Probably not going to rain, but just having something that's really very light that you can throw over just in case it does rain at some point. Highly unlikely, especially in California because it's a desert, but I would hate for you guys to be out there playing with those things, all your electronics, and then it rained just a little bit. So if you guys feel comfortable not doing that, you don't have to, or at least have like a little waterproof sleeve in your backpack that you can throw a phone and a battery pack in case it does rain and just get a little bit of wet. It's not a big deal because obviously the weather is going to be quite nice. It is going to be sunny in the mid to lower 70s during this weekend as of right now from what I've seen. Very excited about this weather, especially because obviously you have snow in the background here in Oregon. And before we go further and start the stats, which is coming very soon, I want you guys to start planning your trades. Anybody that you know from afar or wherever they are, please make sure to start scheduling your special trades. You want to do your special trades. You want to get them done before the event ends each and every day, because during the event, sometimes there's glitches. I know that they're like, oh, well, you can do the 6 trades throughout the entire time. Well, previously in some of the other events, that has not been the truth. When the day ends for Pokemon Go at 6 p.m., the event cuts off and all the bonuses were done, especially for the trades. That's the one I've seen do most in that manner. So you want to make sure that you are ready and prepped, you have all your trades lined up, and then you get those done. And obviously we need to go in with Ultra and Great Balls. This is going to be massively crucial, especially if you have Pokemon Go Plus and you want to do this. If you want to get one that does auto, you can get them on eBay. There are catchers that you can buy on eBay that allow you to throw automatically Great and Ultra Balls by a switch, or some of them are just wired directly. The only thing here is you are going to want to carry a USB-C with you to charge those devices because they can run out of battery throughout the day. So something that will plug into your battery pack and charge those devices as well. So ideally in your battery pack, you would have 2 ports. You don't always have to have 2 ports, but it does help out significantly. Okay, so we have all that said and done. Let's get into the nitty-gritty details of the Unova Tour coming to Los Angeles or Taipei. And I just want to give a big shout out to the Trainer Club crew for constantly getting featured on this picture. Mark did a great job capturing my crew, all the people there, and man, I am so proud of all you guys for being in this picture, showing off your Pokemon. This crew has been to so many events together and they go hard, and I am very grateful to call them a part of the Trainer Club. So Black and White Kyurem are going to make their debut in Pokemon Go. So does anybody feel the chill in the air? Because this is going to be what's happening. Is all you have to do is have the Kyurem with Glaciate, and then you're going to be able to fuse it by defeating the Black and the White Kyurem and getting the fusion energy as we have done in the past for the Necrozma, and then you're going to be able to fuse these together. But it has to have Glaciate, so if your Kyurem does not have Glaciate, what you will have to do is use an Elite Charge TM to get it. And yes, these Pokemon are able to do that. So that is a big reassurance, and it's not like some of the other ones in the past where you cannot use older Pokemon to do so, like the Gigantamax and the Dynamax in specific. You can't use previous Pokemon to go. I know that's not a fusion, but that's an example. So in order to get this, it will cost 1,000 fusion energy and 30 of each of the Pokemon's candy. So whether that be Zekrom or Reshiram and the Kyurem, depending on which one you're going. And obviously, whenever you raid for, let's say, the black Kyurem, that's going to be giving you the Volt fusion energy. And then when you do the white one, that's going to be the Blaze fusion energy for these fusions to be able to happen. And the black Kyurem is going to be getting Freeze Shock, which is an extremely strong ice move. And the white one will get Ice Burn. So that's really exciting for us, getting brand new ice moves, and we will analyze those as they do get released in the game. And not only that, let's not forget that we are going to be getting a shiny Meloetta. I do have the 100% IV Meloetta, so I'm super stoked about getting this shiny one. I am just really putting out positive vibes that I'm able to get a 100% IV shiny Meloetta to max my already 100% IV regular Meloetta, because that would be an insane collection of a mythical. The 100% Meloetta will be 1702, so please make sure to bookmark that number in your mind. We will be getting the shiny Deerlings coming out. Each of the Deerlings will be featured in one of the habitats that we're going to start to cover here in a second. So if you do want all the shinies, you can go out there and get them. But also they do spawn in the wild, so after the event you can get them. But just remember that these events do have shiny boosts, so getting these Pokemon during these events is one of your biggest assets when attending. So for the raid battles that are going to be going on during this event, in the 1-star raids, we will be getting Snivy, Tepig, and Oshawott. Obviously, these Pokemon have already had calm days, so I suggest you guys just go right past these Pokemon. In tier 3 raids, you'll be getting Druddigon. However, Druddigon will also be available in the wild, which we will cover here in a second. And then in the tier 5 raids, you can do Reshiram or Zekrom, or you can do the black and the white version. I suggest that you guys do go after black and white version as your primary focus, because most of us has already raided for these Pokemon, so you could have those 100% IVs or even the shiny ones at that, and then you can use that. All you need is that fusion energy to be able to get you there, and a Kyurem with Glaciate. Okay, so now we're going to change over into the habitats. One of the biggest advantages of being at an in-person event is you can control your habitat time participation, because it is a fixed location in the area. So whichever area you go and choose to stay in, a geofence location, you will be able to participate in this habitat. You could choose one of these habitats and stay in it for the entire time and just catch those Pokemon. Or you could change them up depending on which shinies you need or which ones you're after. So let's say you went into one of them and you caught one of the Deerlings extremely fast, and that was the only shiny that you really cared about. You could just jump to the next one and stay into that one until you caught that Deerling as well. So that is the biggest advantage and one of my favorite parts about doing the in-persons as opposed to the global. At the Winter Caverns habitat, we're going to be getting Oshawott, Roggenrola, Woobat, Drillbur, Tortuga, Minccino, Vanillite, Winter Deerling, Joltik, Clink, Tynamo, Axew, Cubchoo, and Cryogonal. And unanimously throughout the entire event, there will be rarer spawns, but you can get all the Pikachus. There's 4 different ones with hats, and then you can also get the Druddigon as well. So there's going to be 5 additional Pokemon that will make their way through each and every habitat as you are playing. They're going to be all throughout the event, so you can try to get these as shiny as well. The Pikachus are going to be Hilbert's hat, Hilda's hat, Nate's visor, Rose's visor, and those are going to be the Pikachus with the costumes. As far as meta attackers, there's nothing here too relevant, and actually the Unova Tour, as far as a lot of these Pokemon, are not crazy meta relevant attackers. There are some PvP Pokemon that are available here, and they are the Samurott with the Fury Cutter, Hydro Cannon, which is the Calm Day move, and Megahorn in the Great League is going to be ranked 71 at a 0-14-14. And the Haxorus in the Master League is going to be ranked 109 with Dragon Tail, Breaking Swipe of the Calm Day move, and Night Slash. So for these habitats, a lot of these Pokemon we've already seen as shinies, and there's not a crazy amount of the Pokemon that are going to be appearing that I'm like, man, you guys absolutely must go after this Pokemon. To me, in this event, some of the biggest wins are going to be the 10-kilometer eggs with those regionals, as well as the raids. Not specific in some of the other raids that we will be seeing throughout the weekend leading up into the global tour, and such as the incarnate forms and such like that, but these Pokemon, the black and the white, are going to be my favorites. Okay, so for the next habitat is going to be the Spring Soiree. Here you're going to be able to find the Snivy, Pansage, Munna, Audino, and let's not forget about how insanely amazing Audino is for Stardust. If you guys do want to farm Stardust, Audino is going to be the Pokemon to catch. However, However, the one problem with Audino is that it is an extremely challenging Pokemon to catch. I hope that they do boost the catch chances during this event, but from previous events, they do not do that, and they let you struggle. So you're gonna need Golden Raspberries and Ultra Balls. Hopefully during this Hoopa Unbound weekend, you were collecting a lot of Golden Raspberries so that you can throw them throughout the weekend to get all that Audino Stardust. We're gonna be getting Timber, Swaddle, Venipede, Cottony, Petalil, Ducklet, Deerling, Foongus, Alomomola, and Ferroseed. Foongus is another one of those Stardust boosted Pokemon, and Conkeldurr is actually a meta relevant attacker. So Timber, if you don't have enough XL candy, which would be surprising to me, only people that might not have it is if you didn't play during the Timber Com Day, or if you are a newer player. This Pokemon is extremely valuable as well. As far as PvP goes, Serperior in the Great League is going to be ranked 54 with Vine Whip, Frenzy Plant, and Aerial Ace at a 0-10-15. In the Ultra League, the Ferrothorn is going to be ranked 103 with Bullet Seed, Power Whip, and Flash Cannon at a 7-14-15. That's going to be 296 XL candy, which then is going to lead us into the Summer Vacation Habitat, which is going to feature the Tepig, as well as the Lillipup, Pansear, Pidove, Blitzel, Timple, Darumaka, Dwebble, Arkin, Trubbish, Summer Deerling, Emolga, Stunfisk, and Rufflet. So for here, guys, I just want to point out that I haven't talked about yet. So Pansage, Pansear, and Panpour are all going to be regional Pokemon. So you do want to try to get these shinies. They did get released in Seattle 2023, 22, 23, I don't know, one of those 2 years. And that's when they did release those shinies throughout that entire season of the Go Fest. So fortunately, I was able to get all of those shinies, but if you do not have them, please make sure to target those Pokemon because they are not super common for the shiny forms. So in this habitat, we are also going to get another Stardust boosted Pokemon, which is going to be the Trubbish. Trubbish is a Stardust boosted Pokemon. So if you guys are walking around, you see a lot of Audinos, man, I would definitely suggest you guys put on star pieces and target those. It's going to be a great time to be able to get you more Stardust for this event. Obviously, Stardust, you're going to have to wait between the shinies and the rating. There's going to be a lot going on. That's why that Pokemon Go Plus Plus is going to come into a massive handy, especially if you have the modded one. And if you don't have the modded one, keep your finger on that button and click as much as possible and have a ton of Ultra Balls so that you have a much higher chances of catching some Pokemon. As far as PvP goes, we're going to get Emolga in the Great League at rank 57 with Thundershock, Acrobatics, and Discharge at a 0-13-15. And we're going to get the Stunfisk in the Great League at Thundershock, Mud Bomb, and Discharge at 0-12-15. And in the Ultra League, same moveset at a 50-50-15 at level 50. Which then is going to lead us to our last habitat, which is going to be the Autumn Masquerade. Just a reminder, guys, please don't forget to get all the Deerling shinies if you have that capability. It's going to be very important for your Pokédex entries and for your trade leverage to have all of those coming out of this tour. Here we're going to find the Patrat, Purloin, Panpour, Scraggy, Yamask, Solocist, the Autumn Deerling, Frillish in both forms, LGM, Litwick, Golett, as well as Dino. Which then leads us to the PvP Pokemon, and that is going to be the Kofergigas. And the Kofergigas is going to be ranked 92 with Shadow Claw, Shadow Ball, and Dark Pulse in the Ultra League at a 10-15-15 at level 50. Not only that, we have the Hydreigon ranked 42 in the Master League with Dragon Breath, Brutal Swing, and Flash Cannon. And please don't forget, guys, that the Hydreigon is also a very great budget counter for the Dark Attacker with that Brutal Swing on it, which is the Comday move. So as far as the spawns, honestly, overall, a tad bit lackluster. There are Pokemon in here that I do not have the shinies of. Obviously the Deerlings, the Solosis, some of those other Pokemon. I am going to be trying to put those Pokemon down, get them into the decks, and call it a day, and just get through the Unova tour. That is like the biggest thing that you could do, is just get at least catch one of those shinies, whether you transfer it, trade it away, whatever you do with it. I'm not really a living shiny dex collector. I at least just want to have one registered so that if at some point I ever wanted to get it received as a trade, it wouldn't cost me a premium to be able to get it. But that's part of Pokemon Go, so we'll see what happens, and I hope you guys do get all the shinies. Which now is going to transition into the eggs. I like the eggs. The biggest reason is because of the 10-kilometer eggs, but also don't overlook that Larvesta. Remember, Larvesta is a newer shiny. It's a rare shiny. I don't have enough candy for that. I don't even have a good one. I'm going to be saving this one in specific, which I suggest you guys do too, to mirror swap with this Pokemon, with people if you do not hatch the 100% IV. This one is going to be extremely valuable, especially the shiny is going to be great. So I hope all of us do hatch that shiny Larvesta to make sure that we get it when it is more readily accessible. And the Larvesta 100% IV coming from eggs is going to be 855. So put that number in your your head. In the 2-kilometer eggs, we're going to be featuring Roggenrola, Timber, Carablast, Shelmet, and Larvesta. Interesting choice of Comday that we got Larvesta as well as Shelmet featured in Comday, which I actually didn't even play, so I still need that Shelmet shiny, which eventually I'll get it. If it's not through this event in December, I'll get that Pokemon. It's actually been one of the ones that's been evading me for a while. I already did have the Carablast, but that's kind of funny that they did have the Comday leading up to be able to give us something a little bit hype before they release it to the public everywhere in the global and the in-person tour. I will also give you the 100% IV for the Timber, and that's going to be 751 at egg hatch level, which then leads us into 5K eggs. In these 5K eggs, guys, we are going to be getting Throw and Sock, we are going to be getting Heatmore, Durant, and Larvesta. Honestly, pretty decent egg pool here. I already have all of the shinies, I think, except for the Sock shiny, and the 100% IVs will be 1464 on the Throw, 1593 on the Sock, Heatmore will be 1368, and Durant will be 1519, which then leads us into my favorite eggs, the 10-kilometer eggs. And if you guys do have the egg enthusiast, you're going to be getting 3 times hatch Stardust, 3 times hatch Candy, 3 times hatch XP. You're also going to be getting an increase in 10-kilometer egg drops, which is going to help you out in hatching these Pokemon. And most importantly, 1/4 egg hatch distance. So man, oh man, this is a sweet bonus. You guys can chalk up so much Stardust on this. Trust me, in all of the Go Fest, I love this one. I also love the Radiant Enthusiast as well because of the increased XL candy, that you're going to be able to get so much XL candy coming from these Pokemon, because you're going to be getting 18 daily raid passes, which is crazy, an additional 5,000 XP per raid for a legendary raid that makes, on a lucky egg, 30,000 XP, which is a lot to be able to add on to. Not only that, you're going to get 6 of the candy and 3 XL candy on top of the 3 that you get for the in-person raids. So that's going to be 6 for in-person raids during this event, which is a ton. And in these 10-kilometer eggs, we're going to be getting Maractus, we will be getting Sigilyph, and we will be getting Bouffalant. Larvesta will be in there as well, and these regionals are going to be the most desired of all of the Pokemon in the event. If you get multiple of these, the trade leverage is going to be extremely high, so hold on to these and you will be able to get pretty much everything you want in return. The Maractus 100% IV will be $12.99, the Sigilyph will be $14.57, and the Bouffalant will be $15.98. And even if you guys don't get the add-on, you will be able to do increased chance of having shiny Pokemon, half incubator distance when putting eggs in the incubators, up to 6 special trades per day, half Stardust cost for trades, and up to 9 daily free raid passes when spinning Pokestops or gym photo discs after you do that raid. So you're going to be able to get a good amount of stuff even if you don't add those on. I think those add-ons are tremendously valuable. They're not crazy expensive, and they add on bonuses throughout the entire event, which is very, very crucial. To me personally, when I go into these events, I don't play Pokemon Go super hard every day, but when I go into these events, I play super hard because I want to leave as if I just totally maximize as much as I could possibly do during a 3-day experience. And not only that, do not forget that you can battle your way through LA. Event Pokestops appear at the Metro Station, which will feature Rocket Grunts that can get you Roggenrola, Dribbler, Timber, Joltik, Litwick, and Golett. And then also you're going to be getting Unova themed 12-kilometer eggs coming from this. And word on the street, these rocket battles give you a tremendous amount of Stardust. I do believe that they're giving out, I could be mistaken, I'm pretty sure they're giving out 10,000 Stardust per rocket battle completion. So if you have the ability to do that, please make sure to go out there, visit some of the Metro stops. If it's in your grind route, it's not super out of the way, or if you're doing it, complete those battles, be on a star piece, and enjoy. In those 12-kilometer eggs, you'll be hatching Sandile, Mindfu, Pawniard, and Volibee. Let's not forget about routes, because you can get red and blue stripe Basculin. And finally, let's talk about the research. The research will feature Pokemon such as Purloin, Pidove, Boldore, Woobat, Timber, Timpole, Sandile, Darumaka, Darmanitan, Scraggy, Sigilyph, Joltik, Ferroseed, and Clink. So there's actually some pretty good Pokemon that are going to be featured during this event in the research. So please make sure to go out there, enjoy your research, and get that. The Sandile 100% IV from field research will be $444. The Scraggy will be $588. And the Timber will be $563. And the last thing we need to talk about is the Mega that I suggest using. Well, my Mega of recommendation is going to be Rayquaza. So good luck out there, enjoy yourself. I hope to see you guys out there. I love you guys. See you soon. Peace. I want to take this time to thank everybody who supports me in every facet. It means the world to me, and an extra special thank you to all my Patreons. I greatly appreciate the extra support to continue to allow me to pursue Pokemon Go full time, allowing me to create my daily video uploads in the most timely fashion for everyone's benefit. Plus, I get the amazing experience of sharing my creative processes behind the scenes and raiding all around the globe with select upper tiers. Thank you everybody for being a part of the Trainer Club. You all mean the absolute world to me, and I will see you guys out on the next video.